Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Barbara Jean Blue has been charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, but Daryl Evans' family wants her to be charged with murder. They want the charges upgraded to murder and says that the woman had been harassing them ever since they moved into the home 13 years ago. Backstory. On Thursday, June 27th, Tammy Evans says she and her husband Daryl had just got home from getting food when Blue was blocking their path to their home along Baybriar Drive, which is a neighborhood just off the Fort Bend Parkway toll road south of West Fuquay Street in Missouri City, a suburb of Houston. Moments later, Tammy said shots rang out and her 66-year-old husband was killed. Tammy said Blue threatened to shoot her too while she was on the phone with dispatchers. Technically, Daryl was still alive when he left his longtime neighborhood. The family says they took him to the hospital where after 2 surgeries, he succumbed to his injuries. Tammy and others who live in the neighborhood says the shooting followed years of feuding with an across the street neighbor identified as Barbara Jean Blue. Did I mention that Barbara was 75 years old? Yeah, fam. A 75-year-old juvenile. I believe the family. For some reason, I believe the family. They gave her a bond, $400,000, and she made it. So she got a little paper. But it sounds like to me, Barbara was the troublemaker. You know, almost every neighborhood got one. They got that one that are oftentimes involved in the homeowners association, which is what the family says and other people in the neighborhood says that happened in this situation. They said that the homeowners association enabled her. I don't know how, but they said the homeowners association enabled Barbara, emboldened her to where she felt like she ran the neighborhood, like she was Mrs. Neighborhood. She was a neighborhood watch lady, or should I say watchdog. In any event, fam, Barbara is awaiting trial. She's been charged, she's awaiting trial. Now, Tammy said that she and Daryl moved to the house 13 years ago and had been constantly harassed by Barbara Blue, who she said videotaped their activities and flashed a handgun at them, among other things. Barbara has also been accused of being the person in the neighborhood who complained about noise and kids playing. I told y'all, fam, there's always one who complains about noise all the time and kids playing. If you don't want to be in a neighborhood with kids, you probably shouldn't move into a neighborhood with kids. And let's say you got there first and kids moved in later, it's time for you to move out. If you can't stand kids. Some people are like that. Some people are so evil, the sound of kids playing really bothers them. You just gotta that's one of the things you just got to get used to. If you live in an apartment complex, you know you can't control that. Kids are upstairs, above you. They are running around all the time. Kids have no idea of noise ordinances. They don't care about stuff like that. They're kids. They're enjoying life. They're not thinking about everything. They're just having fun. Their number one goal in life is to just have fun. Whereas you get an older person who's already had their fun, who's already been a kid. Now they're mad at the youngsters because they can't do it. Or perhaps they never had an opportunity to do it. Some people don't need to be around kids at all. There are some very horrible, mean-spirited people out there when it comes to kids. Let me tell you how I'm trained when it comes to kids. Fam, the last thing I want to do is be sitting next to someone who has a small child on an airplane. But if they do, and it's probably happened only once to me, but if it happens, even if they're sitting a few rows back, I just brace myself. I put them headphones on and just act like I don't hear it. It can last the whole entire flight. I just be, yeah, hey, that's just the way it is. Kids, you know? Not all kids have that type of control. My kids didn't cry on planes. People used to be like, you know how when you bring a kid on the plane, for those of you who fly, you bring a kid on the plane, man, people be looking, oh, I hope they don't sit by me, I hope they don't sit by me. And then when people sit by us, they go through the entire flight, and then right at the end, when they start talking about we are descending, they'll be like, we're starting our descension, they'll be like, they're so mannerable. Let's see the kids. The kids are so nice, and they used to be shocked, be very, very surprised. The kids are that well behaved. It's a taught thing, though. I should teach lessons on that. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good on this fatherhood thing. Anyway, moving on, fam. Barbara. I think Barbara out of pocket. I really do. I think when the whole neighborhood is saying it's her, I think it's probably her. And typically, old ladies, people try to protect an old lady. 75-year-old old lady, people try to protect that, right? And nobody's trying to protect her. Everybody's calling her out. Everybody's saying she is the problem. So I tend to think that Barbara might just be the problem. And Barbara killed that man, perhaps because she could not have him. And if she can't have him, perhaps in her mind, nobody could. The wife said that Barbara told her husband, what, you think she pretty? Why you with her? So that was motive, perhaps. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.